Happy Monday, everybody. Let me first say, man, calm down. Calm down. All of y'all in the comment section are already going back and forth. That's not even necessary. There's no beef. There's no smoke. There's no any of that. If you've been following my channel for longer than just 6 months since the whole Charlie Kirk thing, then you will know that I'm a pretty objective person. It's not personal. It's never personal when it comes to anybody. I investigate things. I like to look into things and consider all options when it comes to a plethora of different topics. If you've been following this channel for at least, if you've done any research on my channel prior to videos over the past 6 months, before the last 6 months, then you would know that I've already done a deep dive on Candace's political career, the available information about her. I've been very objective. We have the same politics. We share the same politics for the most part. But I'm pretty objective about things that are suspicious to me, things that are, I'm not sure about. But it's never personal. But that's not even what this live is going to be about. There's a person who did a deep dive on Candace's career going back to like 2005. And I only know that because I watched like the first 2 minutes of their video. And I just cut it off and said, I'm just going to go live with you all as I like to do. And we're going to go over this together because, again, I've done a deep dive on Candace before. I don't know what's all true and what's not. How can you ever know for certain? But they're claiming that the research that they've conducted has finally explained to them why it is that Candace Owens is so hell-bent on investigating Erika Kirk. And again, I only watched the first couple of minutes, but I can tell just by reading like the first 10 or 15 comments that I don't know what this person's political affiliation is, but I'm assuming that the video may not be that favorable towards Candace. I could be wrong. The video could be pretty objective. But based on the comments, people are down there saying things like, oh, that would explain why she's always focused on other people's husbands and other people's relationships and not focused on her own. And that this explains so much. Yeah, so I know a lot of you all, some of you all are in the comment section saying things like, this isn't untold. People know about the settlement or the lawsuit. That's not, I'm assuming this video is a bit deeper than this because obviously, yes, you're right. We all know that about Candace. She's been very open about that. And I believe she has it in her book as well. But I'm here to, I like truth. So if this person is lying about something based on the information that I have or the information that I've looked into before, the research that I've conducted, then we're going to clear it up. But I am curious to hear, because it's a pretty long video. The video is trending pretty, it's pretty early, but it's trending pretty good so far. So clearly she said something that either struck a nerve or maybe she's revealed something that may be new. Before we hop into that, as always, please hit the like button. I do want to just share with my, as they would say, my Patreons, not people that are on Patreon. Link is in the description to the Patreon, but the people that are subscribers to this channel and sort of look forward to DD my videos. I do want to say, I don't know what's been going on over the past couple of weeks, like 6 of maybe my last 10 videos. I posted them, and about 10 or 15 hours after I've posted the video, I'm getting emails and notifications from YouTube notifying me that the video is then ready. Only then is it ready. Is it suitable for advertisement? And I know I've said this before in another video, but it's happened twice since then. It's happened twice over the last 2 days, 3 days. And I don't know what that's about. So I'm about to reach out to YouTube and try to figure out what's going on. Because normally you get a notification or email like that if the video is initially flagged. If you're a content creator, then you'll know when processing, when a video is processing, if you have inappropriate language or imagery or B-roll or videos, then they'll flag the video, obviously. But that hasn't been a concern because I know how to edit my videos and my thumbnails appropriately for the most part. And I haven't had any issues. No videos have been flagged. But when I'm getting a notification 15 hours after the video has been made public and it's performed fairly badly, in my, for my channel, then, it's sort of explaining that it's seeming that the video is being suppressed because YouTube is sort of processing the video to figure out if it's appropriate for everyone to have access to it. But I'm not getting notified about this happening before the fact. So I don't know what that's about. It can be very easy to just say that I'm being shadow banned, but I don't know if that's what's happening. I don't know. So yeah, man, we're going to go ahead and hop into this. A lot of people are going to have to catch this on the back end because I literally just scheduled this live 30 minutes ago, if that. So let's hop into this and let's see what evidence or what research this person has conducted. Again, if they're sharing any lies that I'm aware of, then we're going to definitely, call them out on the lies.
I don't know what I was thinking when I made the announcement that I was going to be investigating Candace Owens.
But I will say that I will definitely put I will put a link in the description to this person's video. And again, the purpose of this video is to just see what this person is talking about and if they have anything productive to share here. Because usually what you'll see is people will put videos like this together because they're upset that Candace Owens is a conservative. They don't like people who are conservative like myself. And this person may be a progressive. And that's what I'm leaning towards. I feel like this person is super progressive and they don't like Candace and they don't like the research that she's conducting. But again, I could be completely wrong about that. That may not be what the video is about, but I'm just curious. Let's see.
Because this has been a lot of work. So y'all better be lucky I love y'all. Because I am up right now, late in the night, putting this together for y'all. Now, let's go ahead and get started.
Okay, somebody said that this person is a hardcore conservative. Okay. So that makes this video is even more interesting. Okay, Veronica said this person is a conservative. Okay, let's see what they put together.
I had to just go ahead and say it, okay? It just had to be said. I have tracked down Candace Owens' whereabouts all the way back to 2005. Now, people have been pointing out that Candace Owens has mentioned high school repeatedly. She's made references to the movie Mean Girl, and she continuously brings up high school characters.
My daddy is so rich, he can buy the world. I'm so rich. We are so rich. We can buy whatever we want. And so now we're just going to buy you and we're going to make people like us because we can afford it. We can buy social standing. Erika, chairman, CEO. Erika, my girl. Heavy is the head that wears the crown after its rightful owner was deposed. Am I right? Am I right?
Well, after doing some research into Candace Owens' high school past, I think I know why she continues to do that. Now, I want to get into that, and I also want to get into other things. But before we do, I'm Tamara. You're watching the Tamara Neely Show. I'd like to welcome back all my returning subscribers. And if you're new here, I would like to let you know I'm happy you're here. Quickly, let's get into a word of prayer because on this show, we believe that prayer is our first resort and not our last. Lord God, I thank you for today. Thank you for Erika, Kirk, thank you for Turning Point USA. Thank you for Candace Owens. Lord, I pray for each and every person watching this that they are inspired to be willing workers. Lord, help us to use our gifts for your glory. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
All right.
Okay.
So before we even get started, let's just talk about why I'm doing this because I already know some of y'all are thinking it. Why is Tamara investigating Candace Owens? Leave Candace alone. Well, the reason why I am investigating Candace Owens is because we are in the fight of our lives. We are fighting for this generation of Americans' mindset. And Candace Owens told my generation to champion conservative values. And now she is flipped.
What?
She is influencing the mindset of many, millions. I want you to understand her mindset and the human she is. This is part 2 of my investigation into Candace Owens Farmer.
Okay, I'm a bit confused here. She says that Candace Owens is flipped. Did I hear that correctly? So I'm already impressed with the intro of this video. She seemed pretty objective by blessing both Erika, Kirk, and Candace. I like that she opened it up with prayer. It seemed pretty apparent to me already that she seems pretty conservative. I already like the intro to this video, but I'm kind of confused what she means when she says that Candace told us to have told America to have conservative values, but now she's flipped. I'm not pretty for sure what she means by that, unless she's talking about when it comes to Trump. Now, if she's saying that flipping on Trump means that she's flipped on conservative values, I don't know what she's talking about here. Right? Like anybody with two eyeballs and one brain cell, if you're objective, can see what Trump is doing is, I mean, I've been all over Twitter. I know some of you have been asking for me to put a video out on the Iran war. I may reach out to the guy, but I may have a special guest onto the show here pretty soon. A person who predicted that Trump was going to do some of the things that he's doing right now. But anyways, not to, derail and go off on a tangent, but calling things as they are, that being Trump flipping and not sticking to his campaign promises, which is something that I've been saying from the jump. That's not flipping on conservative values, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe that's not what she's saying.
You may or may not get a part 3. So enjoy this. I have created a comprehensive timeline. Let's go ahead and put that on the screen. Go ahead and screenshot this timeline so you can take a look at it on your free time.
That's pretty impressive.
I have put together this timeline. It starts at Candace Owens' early childhood origin story, which we covered last week, and then it goes all the way up to 2026, where we are now. All right, so let's start back in 2005. This is when Candace Owens was in high school. And when Candace Owens was in high school, she had multiple racial incidences that she was involved in. But as I looked into it, I realized it went beyond race. And I'm going to explain why, starting with this first story. In 2005, Candace Owens was attacked by 3 white girls. One of the white girls left a lot of voicemails on Candace Owens' phone, saying some racial slurs, basically fussing her out. And then the girls saw Candace Owens in the hallway. And they said, "Candace, we got a problem." And I'm paraphrasing here. Apparently, they were accusing Candace Owens of having a sexual relationship with one of the girls' boyfriends. And they said they wanted to catch her outside, if you know what I mean. So what did they do? They met Candace Owens at work while she was at work. And they attacked Candace Owens while she was working at the Blockbuster. The confrontation was caught on security camera, and eventually the girls were charged with second-degree breach of peace, second-degree unlawful restraint, conspiracy to commit breach of peace, and conspiracy to commit unlawful restraint and intimidation by bigotry or bias. Now, they were tried as minors, so the information regarding that case is closed, meaning the public was not aware or notified about the court proceedings. But what's interesting about that story is one of the girls' lawyers said that it was more about boyfriend issues than it was about bigotry. That's what the lawyer said. Now, that doesn't necessarily justify what the girls were saying, but just to add further context, that's what the lawyer said. Are we starting to see why these high school references are coming about? Well, if that's not enough, let's go ahead and go to 2007. Yes, I went down a rabbit hole. I took my time. In 2007, Candace Owens has another racial incident at school. This time, it did not involve the 3 girls, but it did involve another boyfriend. Now, from my understanding of what Vanity Fair covered about this story, is that Candace Owens was over her boyfriend's house. She starts receiving these voicemails. She was already going through a rough time that day or that week because she had gotten into a verbal altercation.
Not that this is neither here nor there. Not that this is important or not, but I'm just trying to figure out where she's going with this, right? Is this an actual investigation, or is this because from just early on, if I was to jump the gun, it's seeming that maybe she's going down the racial perspective. She's saying that because I don't know this person, it seems that some of you all are more familiar with her than I am. This is my first time finding any of her videos, so maybe she's going from the angle of defending Erika and saying that Candace is going after Erika because Erika's a white woman. Because, which obviously I would totally disagree with that. That's what I'm early on by her asking, do you all see why I'm bringing up high school, why that's important? By her asking that, okay, y'all say give it a minute. All right, I'll wait.
With another friend who said that her boyfriend, that she was jealous of her boyfriend. And so then apparently Candace Owens was getting all these voicemails. Once again, a voicemail scenario. And she ended up in a situation where somebody else or a group of other people were calling her racial slurs again. And this situation ended up going to the NAACP. And the NAACP ended up getting a settlement for Candace Owens from the school for $37,500 to settle this dispute. Now, I know a lot of people have heard that particular story before, but what stood out to me about this Vanity Fair article that I read about this story is Candace Owens' words about the story that they pulled out of her book. Let's take a look at those words. I ache for high school Candace, alone and crying, unaware of what the next morning would bring. So is it starting to make sense why Candace Owens is continuously mentioning high school? Could it be that Candace Owens is still living through that trauma in her mind and she has not processed that? And so now she's projecting the experiences that she had in high school where she felt powerless, where she felt that ache for high school Candace Owens? Could she be projecting that onto Erika Kirk? Could she be projecting that onto Turning Point USA?
Y'all told me, you sneaky sons of guns, you told me to give it a minute. Veronica, was that you? I may have missed the person. One of you all just said, give it a minute, Dee. And she is literally going down the direction I thought, no, lady, I totally disagree with this. I totally disagree with this. No, I don't think it's projection. But even if it was projection, that the very things that, again, as I always say, is the things that Candace saying, or anybody else for that matter, right? Replace Candace with anybody else. Is what they're saying true or not? The research that's being conducted is factual information. Erika Kirk has been caught in multiple lies. Who cares about if you have a reason? That's what she meant. She meant Candace Owens has flipped because she is critiquing TPUSA. That's what she means. She's a part, to me, it's appearing to me, as I said just a few moments ago, it's still appearing to me that she's a part of the conservative crowd now. Now that I understand that she's conservative, that thinks that Candace Owens has changed. Candace Owens is not the same anymore. No. That I totally disagree with.
And other people. Because later in her timeline, which we will get to, we see that Erika Kirk is not the first person that Candace Owens has attacked. Now, if you're looking at the timeline, you know that I listed that Candace Owens was also arrested for harassment in 2007, 2008 range. That is interesting to me because now Candace Owens has been harassing Turning Point USA, the Macrones, covering that story when they asked her to stop, and Blake Lively and all these other people. So when I saw that, I'm like, that's weird that Candace Owens actually got arrested for harassing people at one point. Now, this is allegedly. Are y'all also noticing all?
I'm going to say, no. You can, if you're going to say that this woman was arrested for harassing someone, give us the details, right? Let's dig into the granularities of that. Because many people won't know that. What are you saying here, lady? I'm gonna tell y'all what makes this even worse for me. Y'all don't understand the amount of emails that and the type of emails that I receive. I have the people that know me for being an objective person that say, Dee, investigate Candace more. Candace gets supported by the algorithm. Candace has linked up with Kanye West. I have that crowd, and I understand that crowd, and that crowd's concerns and their questions are valid. But I also have the crowd, many of you all, that absolutely love Candace and don't want anyone to critique Candace. As it pertains to the Charlie Kirk investigation, I understand that. Outside of that, anybody is open to criticism. But then you got people like this that confuse me, because if you're conservative, you're conservative. But the problem is, if you're not a white person, they'll label you something else conservative. So in this particular case, a black conservative. Why can't you just be a conservative? So they've already placed you in a box. But what comes with that box is stereotypes. And one of the stereotypes that comes with being a quote unquote black conservative is that you have to go along with what the majority of the conservative party, which happens to be white people, what the majority of white conservatives, what their consensus is, what their opinions are, right? Why is that important here? Because I'm getting the vibe from her that she does not want to step outside of the realm of what the general consensus is in the conservative party as it pertains to Erika, Kirk, and TPUSA, which is to pretend that there are not a lot of red flags, to pretend that there are not a lot of questions about what happened that day, to pretend that Erika Kirk has not been caught in so many lies, to pretend that Erika Kirk's behavior has not been weird. So to fit in and to not stand out like a sore thumb, this is what you typically find with black conservatives. This is the issue. This is no better than the left pretending that men can be women, pretending that everything is sexism when it's not.
All the high school drama Candace Owens was involved in, could that be where this drama queen got her start? Now let's go ahead and move on to 2009 to 2014. From 2009 to 2014, Candace Owens was attending the University of Rhode Island. Unfortunately, Candace Owens could not afford the cost of university, so she ended up dropping out, and she was $150,000 in debt.
Started my life $150,000 in student loan debt for falling for this, the scam of you must go to college and take out loans even though you don't really know what you want to do.
What you may not have known is she also had a Adderall addiction that developed while she was in college. Let's skip forward to 2015. In 2000,
why was that relevant though? I'm trying to understand now. Now you're free to mention whatever you'd like, but shouldn't you be mentioning things that sort of contribute to the point that you're making here? Which you've already lost me with this. Let's dig into this history, because even though everything that's being stated about TPUSA is true, valid, and causes major concerns, let's find other things about the person that's investigating them to try to delegitimize what it is that they're saying. It doesn't make sense.
2015, Candace Owens launched Degree 180. Degree 180 was a left-wing website that featured celebrity gossip, sex topics, and anti-Trump content. In 2016, Candace Owens launched a Kickstarter campaign for Social Autopsy, a website focused on exposing cyberbullies.
Introducing Social Autopsy, the first ever search database that compiles and allows the public to easily access the digital footprint of individuals and companies. Our team has crawled through the public interfaces of Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, creating real profiles for the individuals that lob hate speech over the web.
But the platform actually ended up resulting in doxing individuals. The left ended up canceling her over this.
The left tried to do hit pieces on me during the election, and that was my red pill moment.
Really? So
Yeah.
wait, how did doing an anti-bullying thing get you caught up in the
Yeah.
left?
Because it was a huge failure. And when Candace Owens went through this situation, Candace Owens started thinking. And she was thinking. And next thing you know, let's also mention a little bit more history from 2017. And that is, Candace Owens was evicted from her luxury apartment that costed $3,500 a month.
Why is this relevant? Why is this relevant? I'm so confused here.
And this all had to do with her not paying rent.
And again, the purpose of me reacting to this video, this isn't just some random video, right? Where's the proof of this? But also the purpose, and the purpose of this video also isn't to just defend Candace Owens. Just for the record, this is about, as I always say, defending truth, regardless of who it is on the end that is being taken up for. This video is trending, and I'm trying to understand where this person is coming from, and they're losing me. Because this is a left or a leftist tactic. Let's not deal with the substance of what's being said about TPUSA and Erika Kirk. Instead, let's deal with the individual. No. I don't care if the person is a criminal and they're locked up for life. If the words they're telling me is true, or if the words they're telling me are true, that's all that matters. If their investigation is credible, as in reputable, right? That's all that matters. Who cares if you like the things that they've done before in the past? Is the research true or not?
For 6 months straight. And instead of Candace Owens stepping up to the plate and saying, hey, I gotta pay Paul what I owe Paul, Candace Owens said the reason why she wasn't paying rent is because the apartment had mold. And she went ahead and sued BLT. Lost the lawsuit, and she was ordered to pay $21,300 in back rent plus legal expenses. So let's slow down for a second. What did we just talk about that happened back in 2014? Well, Candace Owens dropped out of college because she could not afford it. So that would mean she was, at this point, more than likely $150,000 in student loan debt plus interest. And then she also had the $21,300 balance that she owed in back rent. So it looks to me like Candace Owens was in a whole lot of debt. So what did she do? Candace became a Republican overnight. She started Red Pill YouTube, and 2 months later, she was hired by Turning Point USA. Now, are we all starting to put together the pieces?
To answer your question, no. No. Hold up, man. Hold up. So your logic here is that Candace Owens is a grifter, I'm guessing. I'm just so confused here. So, because even if this is true, sure, maybe she's a grifter. What does that have to do with the investigation? Charlie Kirk was allegedly taken out. There's a lot of red flags about what happened with the guy. His friend is investigating said powing. You're upset that the investigation has led her back to the very people that were around Charlie. Let me remind people. Remember, Candace went like the first 2-3 months, I would say, pretending that she didn't even notice anything wrong with TPUSA or Erika Kirk, or specifically Erika Kirk. Remember, she didn't do that. I did. Within 2 days, I did. That's how a lot of you all found me. This is crazy. Come with something objective, and I would agree with you, but this is, I'm so confused here. Lady, how about you deal with the substance of what we're saying about Erika Kirk, about TPUSA? Talk about the fraud. Talk about the videos of the ex-TPUSA employees and what they revealed about TPUSA. There's no way you're serious here.
She gets canceled by the left. She's in all this debt. Next thing you know, woo, she has this conservative revelation. And next thing you know, she's a conservative overnight. Now, at the very same time, Turning Point USA was in a desperate situation, if you will.
Oh, wow. You know what's interesting about this? A lot of people turned quote unquote conservative or whatever political affiliation, quote unquote, overnight. It don't really actually happen overnight, but the seed can be planted in one moment. I told you all, I always knew that I believed in God and certain things, but the politics of politics, if you will, can get super tricky. And it was a debate that I saw with Candace Owens. And this is no disrespect to anybody, I don't follow any woman. I don't think a woman's job is to be a leader. But that does not mean that women are not smart. Of course they are. That does not mean you can't learn from women. Of course you can, right? I don't follow Candace Owens, right? I'm a man at the end of the day, and it is my job to lead. However, I have learned a lot from Candace Owens. And the truth of the matter is, Candace Owens, it was a debate I saw between her and Killer Mike and T.I. And what is it? Tamika Mallory, I believe is her name. When I saw that debate, my mouth dropped. First and foremost, I had so much respect for the courage of Candace. She was in a room full of stereotypical black folks that have been duped by the Democrat Party, don't care about politics, don't care to learn about politics, claim to believe in God, but they're supporting all the things of the Democrat Party that quite literally are antithetical to being a follower of Christ. They don't care about that. They care about what they're told to believe in, right? She still went into the lion's den, and she stated her point. And she said how she used to feel about Trump and when that point switched for her. So the ultimate point I'm getting at here is, how is it a knock? How is it a knock to say a person once believed in something and then they were convinced otherwise? There is nothing wrong with that, especially when you are able to articulate the very reason why you switched, and that reason is valid, and you give a credible reason, in which she did. She does not support abortion. You're not a Democrat, right? She does not believe in racism or even quote unquote reverse racism. You're not a Democrat by definition, right? She don't believe in quote unquote identity politics for black folks or for Jewish people. She's been consistent here. If we're going to criticize this person or anybody else, let's do it off what makes the most sense. Lady, you're not dealing with the facts here. The facts. I do know that Candace is going live in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to end this live a little bit, like 5 minutes after, so that you all can jump on that live. I know you all want to listen to Candace. And then I'll come back maybe later tonight and go live again. If you all would like that, just let me know. But let's continue here. Because again, the purpose of her video is because she's about to show us why it is that Candace is so invested in investigating Erika Kirk. She's already went the racial route. Candace has history with white women in high school. Now she's going the grifter route.
Because their organization, their company was accused of racism. Because one of their employees was caught sending some racist messages over text saying that they didn't like black people.
That's not surprising.
So what did they need? They needed some black people. They needed at least one to be able to stand up and speak out against this foolishness. And who also needed some cash? Candace Owens. She needed some cash. This is all back in Candace Owens' history. And I'm just putting together the pieces that are already there. In 2018, Kanye West endorses Candace Owens.
Started on this couch, and the last couple of weeks have been insane.
Absolutely. It has been crazy how much a 7-word tweet can impact your life, positively and negatively. But I'm just so optimistic. It's been a wonderful couple of weeks for me.
This was a big deal for her. She was super excited. She was happy. I mean, Candace Owens couldn't stop talking about it because Kanye West said that he liked how she thought. And that meant the world to her. Candace Owens also launched Blexit that same year.
It is the Black and Latino exit from the lies of a left, from the victim narrative, and it's time for us to come together and realize that we are a part of the American picture.
And Kanye West ended up distancing himself from Candace because he claimed that Candace Owens was making false claims about his connection with her merch design or something.
So he didn't give me this. So he had introduced me to a designer that was making these this calligraphy letters that were based in human beings, which was largely inspired by Uganda.
Sure.
And he helped me, that designer helped me create an entire font that we then put on hats.
So
he claims that didn't happen. Candace said on national TV that it did. That same year, Charlie Kirk starts dating Erika Kirk. Candace Owens apologized to Kanye West, and they became friends again. Also, what happened in 2018 is Candace Owens made some pro-Hitler remarks. Notice how quick.
Wow. She didn't. And hopefully she plays the clip. And if she don't play the clip, I'm going to go and find the clip. She did not make any pro Germany mustache man remarks. She was talking about globalism. She was talking about globalism. This is if she plays this clip, she's just going to embarrass herself.
This is happening. That is why I provided this timeline so you all can follow along with me.
Play the clip, lady. You better play the clip.
In 2019, Candace Owens resigns from Turning.
She didn't play the clip. She states that makes so many other things that you just stated about this woman questionable because you didn't play that. You didn't show the evidence of many of the things you just stated about her being arrested for harassment and all these things. Where's the evidence of that? She was talking about nationalism. Thank you. Not globalism. She was talking about nationalism. If I remember correctly, she said something along the lines, if Mustache Man only wanted to make Germany great again, then it wouldn't have been an issue. But the issue was he tried to expand that to the entire world and the methods of unaliving and hurting other people. That's what she said. That's what she said. Why didn't you play the clip? I don't like when anybody's lied on. That's crazy.
Point USA, and that is because of the pro-Hitler statements that she was making. The people were not having it. So Charlie Kirk and her had a conversation. Next thing you know, Candace Owens resigns. Well, after Candace Owens resigns from Turning Point USA, she lands a job at PragerU.
I am super excited to announce that I am rolling out a brand new podcast with PragerU, aptly entitled The Candace Owens Show.
And she also meets and marries George Farmer 18 days after they were introduced. Isn't that timeline interesting? She leaves Turning Point USA. Charlie Kirk starts dating Erika Kirk. Candace Owens leaves Turning Point USA. And next thing you know, she's married to George Farmer, who people have been saying in the media that he wanted to own or be I don't know if he wanted to be CEO of Turning Point USA UK or whatever, but there were some situations there where he wanted his part in Turning Point USA, and it seemed to be like there was some chaos, some tension, and people are still saying that to this day.
Again, no evidence of that. But again, this video isn't about just defend Candace Owens, because when it comes to her marriage, that is a bit weird to me. But I do want to state something for the record. My understanding is not that she met and married him in 18 days. My understanding was that it's still odd. It's still very uncommon to hear this, but the distinction is very important. My understanding is that they met and became engaged in 18 days, and I believe they only they would later marry like a year later. That's completely different. Marrying a year later is not the same thing as marrying within 18 days. Getting engaged is not getting married. She's also alluding to the fact that maybe Candace Owens had a thing for Charlie, but Charlie met Erika. So then Candace decided to move on and marry somebody else. I don't know. I don't know what's in Candace's head. I don't know if she likes, if she had a thing for Charlie. I don't know. I also don't care. It's not my business. All right. I'm going to play like another 5 minutes of this, and I'm going to let you all go ahead and jump over to Candace, and then maybe I'll continue this after the fact.
Now, I have not looked too much into that situation, but let me know if you guys want me to. Also, let me know if you're enjoying this episode as we are going through it. Y'all, I have worked hard to...
Yeah, and you've done a lot of lying, lady. You've done a lot of lying. A lot of lying. So much, in fact, that I'm going to reach out to this lady, and I'm going to see if she's going to come on camera and lie like this.
To put this together for you. So I'm hoping that this timeline is helpful. Please let me know if it is. Okay? Please let me know. On this show, we believe in giving honor where honor is due. I would like to thank...
Actually, I'm just going to stop it there. That's perfect timing. So what we're going to do is Candace goes live in like 2 minutes. I know a lot of you all want to go and watch that as she continues the Erika Kirk series. I'm going to drop the link in the description to this video that I just reacted to. And if you all want me to react to the other half of it, let me know, and I can do that maybe later tonight. If you all are interested, only if you're interested. All right. So y'all let me know as always, and I will catch you all later. But I need you all to tell me in the comment section if you're interested in me going live later. Feel free, by the way, to click on her video and give her your thoughts. I just don't like it when people lie. If you, I have conservative values. If you lied on Barack Obama, I would go this hard for Barack Obama. If you lied this much on, what's her name, the ghetto black lady, who Jasmine Crockett. If you lied on Jasmine Crockett, I'm going to call you out. Don't lie on people. So, let me get to these comments so I can let you all go. Candace and AJ had the same attorney for the racism case in the Sandy. Is that right? I didn't know that. I may have to look into that. That's interesting. Candace on Doppelganger. She's a fraud and sent by TPUSA. I would not be shocked at all. I'm going to do my investigations on that lady. Like, as soon as this live is over. That video is not what I thought. I love your laugh. Thank you. I appreciate it. They are promoting a clone, right? Yeah, this person is probably funded by TPUSA. Get another black woman who's a conservative to discredit a black conservative woman. This lady is lying. And I guarantee you she probably didn't even do that research herself. Somebody probably hired this lady to do it, and they're conducting the research. The battle was won. We need to follow Christ's teachings. I agree. Don't fall for her prayer. This copycat. Yes, I know that now. You spot on with that. Please bring her on the show. I'm going to reach out to her. I'm definitely going to reach out to her. This lady looking like she the next Candace Owens wannabe. People like when Candace shout them out now type of thing. Why not? I met and married similar to Candace. Her marriage is not our business. I agree that her marriage is not our business, but I will state for the record that when you have political figures or public figures, and by all means, Candace is a public figure, it is important to question all people, even if you like them and agree with them. Even if they're doing something that you agree with, it's important to question people to make sure you got to run them through the ringer to make sure that they hold up and they are who they say they are. And if it's really the right decision to trust them, right? I will never tell you not to look into someone, not to critique someone simply because it's going to hurt somebody's feelings. Candace is not off limits, but you don't get to lie on people. That's where I draw the line. You don't lie on people. Especially when you're just upset because she's pointing out facts about TPUSA. Get out your feelings. And that's in response to the lady whose video we reacted to. Thank you for the super chat as always, Adrian. Showing some love. Thank you as always, Christina, for the $10 super chat. You always show love as well. All right. If y'all want me to go live later, I'll go live later. I'll catch you all on the other side. Love y'all.